Hello everybody, Oreimo here, and with a game that I know you've all not had the intention of me playing because you didn't think I would play it. I didn't say I was going to play it, but we're going to play it. It's something rather educational, I think. Doki Doki Literature Club. I mean, I like a book, manga as much as the next guy, and they look manga-fied to me. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. So if you are disturbed, please click off the video because your life is in danger, I guess. Or it's just too high of an educational thing for you to understand. I can understand if you throw literature at a kid and they scream and run away. That's totally normal. So let's begin. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. For content warnings, please visit http:// warning. Okay. So if you're having a bad day, I'd still say watch because I think I'm uplifting. But the game wants to say that it's depressing. And learning literature must be depressing, so I guess it has a point. Continuing. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you are at least 13 years of age. Do I look 13? I know, I look like I'm 5 or 20, or it's hard to tell with me, isn't it? Let's just say we all agree that we've passed the age of 13, even if you're a 10-year-old. This game's free, by the way, so everybody like a 10-year-old can play it. The game is not suitable for children who are easily disturbed. They like to remind us that. But here we are. Here are our girlfriends. All of them, because we're going for the harem ending, aren't we? Because that is the most happy thing to do. Because it's a VN, and I expect to get a girlfriend by the end of it. So, let's start. Enter our name. My name. Oreimo. See? That makes me Japanese and acceptable to the women. Do not put in an English name. I warn you. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from a distance, waving her arms in the air, like she's totally oblivious to any attention that she might draw to herself. Now I wonder which girl we're talking about. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Don't know how young of a children we were, but we were children at some point, so maybe we're all grown up right now. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other like forever, for so freaking long. A childhood friend, I love those. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently. And I would get tired of waiting up because, you know, I do not like keeping my teacher waiting. Because I like school. I don't know. If she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away like an ass. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up with me because we're still going for that harem ending. You are sure out of shape. Because, you know, if you're my next door neighbor, it shouldn't take you that much of a run to get over here. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Are you saying I've escaped before? This is the one day I've chosen to be not an ass. I must be developing. Maybe, but only because I decided not to stop and wait for you. I've decided to stop and wait for you. Oh, I added a terrible word. Not. Yeah.
You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me.
Well, you were kind of keeping me from school, and there are more women at school, including my harem. I can't just wait on one.
That's mean, Oreimo!
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think that we're a couple or something. Because I want many people, not just one. I want, what's bigger than a couple? A conglomerate? A flock? I don't know.
Fine. But you did wait for me after all.
Uh-huh.
I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to.
If you say so. Whatever you say, Sayori. You see, me and me are on the same wavelength. Isn't that cool? We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Oreimo, have you decided on a club to join yet?
Club? Well, if I were to join a club, then I would have less time to have a harem. So I don't know about that. A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. See, this guy and me, we're almost the same person. I haven't been looking either.
Eh? That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
When did I do that? I only started playing the game. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations that I didn't have with you, where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, but I'm perfectly content just getting by, on the average, while spending my free time on games and anime. Alright, that is very, 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 very much like me. Crap. Okay.
Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college.
Who wants to go to college? I will be buried in babies by the time college happens.
Your happiness is really important to me, you know.
Then give me the babies.
What?
No, never mind.
I know. You're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world.
Shut up! I can talk to people. I'm sort of good with socialization. I mean, I don't go out of my way to go to it, but that doesn't make me a NEET.
You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Then don't worry about me. It's easy, you know. All right. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy, because I like to cave in. No promises, though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind, at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club, because that's a smart thing to do.
Hello?
Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late for your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know.
Know what?
Well, you could come to my club.
Sayori?
Yeah?
There's no way I'm going to your club.
Meanie!
Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. Nobody wants to go to the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure that she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest in after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please!
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well,
you want to be alone with me because the literature club must be empty! I said harem. Do you not listen?
I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring a new member.
So I'm already,
Yeah.
You're awful.
And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything.
Natsuki. Cupcakes. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine! I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yes! Let's go!
And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a frickin' cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, and being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door and...
Everyone! The new member is here!
I told you, don't call me a new member! I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Oh, aren't you well endowed? Hi. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Your voice jars me. But okay. Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Oreimo. What a nice surprise. How many women are in here? Is it because I said I wanted a harem? Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly kawaii girls, all for my harem. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Gomenasai, I'm sorry. Natsuki. Hemp! The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Wait, I know these women? Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. But apparently I'm in school, so it's okay that she's a first year. No problems there. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. she can cook.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear and then turns back towards the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. Yes.
And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Oreimo. Huh? Monica smiles sweetly and bounces. We do know each other. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Apparently, Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league, so what is she doing here? So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica.
Come on, come sit down, Oreimo. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit down next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then, how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
Oh!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look a little like kitty cats. Meow. Whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first one, then Monica, and then I follow because I'm a gentleman.
It's delicious!
Sayori talks with her mouth full as she's already managed to get the icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around to my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. Oh. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Okay, Ryder. You jumping into the sound of everything a little soon, aren't you? But okay. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. Not for you, you know. You dummy. All right. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down a teacup next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I don't know. In reality, I don't drink tea to read my books. But, okay. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri is trying to impress you. Just trying. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. In game, I enjoy tea. I'm not the biggest fan of it outside of it. It's meh. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised! How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the other major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Sorry about that. Voice changing makes air go down and come up. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare the events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Monica is really a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised that there aren't more people in the club yet. Like, men, besides me. It must be hard to start a new club. You can put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all of the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. Well, you're all hot, so I don't know why there aren't more people in here. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident we'll all really grow this club before we graduate, blah blah blah. Right, everyone?
Yeah!
We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're also delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Oreimo, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes lit up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if the story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful in changing the way you look at the world, if even for a brief moment. I hate horror! Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes start to me for a split second. Never mind! That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were writing a poem called "Don't Say It Out Loud!" And give it back! Fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands over her shoulders, and who knows what happens? Because we're running out of time. So we'll have to continue this in the next one. So, I hope you guys liked my reading so far. Game seems kind of tame for what it was trying to tell me earlier. Nothing seems bad about this. Please don't leave spoilers below. And yeah, I'll see ya. Beep.
Subscribe now.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him two lips like roses and clover.